peace, love, and abundance of all things good to you, amazing, beautiful people. It's your girl V back with another episode of the Voice by V podcast. Welcome to episode 9. Y'all, let's get straight into it because this week has been a week. This week has been a week. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna flow for a little bit. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet for real. But I'm just honoring my promise to show up because I almost didn't make it. I almost didn't make it. I usually love to pre-record these episodes. Um, and last night I was just like, no, you know, and I'm going out in a few hours. Um, and I was like, you know what? Let me just show up, even if I show up for 20 minutes. So I want that to be a part of the message already. Like, even if you only have 30%, show up at 30%. If you can only show up for 20 minutes or a portion of your day, show up for that. You know what I mean? And it's not always gonna be like that, but you do have the opportunity to show up like that. So listen, first of all, I hope that y'all in the northeastern part of the country, as far as I know, that is the region that was hit with this 4.8, I think, earthquake. Um and I was at work during this earthquake, and it is so intriguing to me that I was in the same building with people who felt it, but I did not feel it. I That is the most, I don't know, it's a very strange experience. Like, I was coming out of one room and my colleague was like, "You didn't feel that?" And it was just like this crazy look on her face. And I looked at, like, I just gave her this blank stare, like, just waiting for her to, like, explain, waiting for her to say she was joking, waiting, because she was standing with another colleague and that person didn't feel it either. So she thought she was tripping. And I'm looking at her and she's like, "Nah, that's crazy. You didn't feel it?" And I'm like, "Feel what?" And yeah, she was like, "Yo, like, everything was shaking. Like, how you didn't feel it?" I think it was an earthquake. So I called my mom immediately just to check on her, and she was like, "Yeah, it woke me up out of my sleep." I'm thankful. I think, I don't know where the best place is. Like, where would you want to be? At work? Do you want to be at home? Do you want to be outside? Uh, but it was my mom's day off, so I was kind of happy that she was at home, but I guess anything can happen anywhere, right? Um, but it was just so intriguing to me that, again, I was in a building, and then the rest of my colleagues had, it was like a split experience. Like, some people felt it and some people didn't. And I was one of the people who didn't feel it. So I'm just grateful that everybody's okay, that it wasn't, it was mild, or wasn't that bad. Apparently, um, if anyone has suffered any damage to their property, to their belongings, or their lives, I I'm definitely sending thoughts and prayers to those folks. But I've, been checking on my loved ones. Everybody seems to be okay. So I hope y'all are okay too. And your loved ones, whoever had this experience, apparently it was very scary for some folks. And some people were panicking. Some people were worried, and just like a bit shaken up. Right. And I feel like that's an appropriate feeling to have, like, literally shaken up, right? um so, word, what a day, what a day. That, on the heels of the portal yesterday, the 4-4, right? Well, technically, if you look at the whole day, if you factor in the year, it's like 4-4, so it's like 4-4-4-4. And that in itself was very strong and energetic, and just this eclipse season has been a lot. So we're ushering into that energy, coming up 4-4-4 on the timer right now, um on Monday. And again, like I said, last episode, please do not expect details and accuracy about these events. I am just reporting on my experience and the little bit that I do know and understand. Um, so I just came really to show up and say hey and say I'm okay, and I pray and affirm that you are too. Um, One thing that I do want to talk about, and I went back and forth with if I was gonna make this episode that. Um, and I guess I might, because it's like it's like that topic that's just like, coming, it just keeps resurfacing for me. And I will probably, revisit it in another episode, because I do feel like I'm honestly a bit in a rush and I'm not going to be here that long today. But um I do want to touch on it. So I think I'm going to revisit it in another episode so I can do it justice, and maybe I'll do it justice in 20 minutes, who knows. But I want to talk about um money doesn't make you rich. It's your intentions that do. Okay? And as you can see from the fullness of that thought, this is definitely something I would want to go all in, because I feel like it is super valuable. And one of the main reasons why this keeps resurfacing for me to talk about and just share with the collective is because I'm sort of in a place in my life where I'm doing like my life circumstances look very similarly to what they were at another point in my life. So prior to me quitting my job and traveling the world and becoming a mentor and burning everything down and pivoting and starting all over and hiring mentorship and joining masterminds and just doing all this ethereal, doing all these ethereal things. um I've come back to a place where I feel like, okay, you know like I'm living at back at home. I am working in the same neighborhood. I'm doing, something similar to what I was doing as far as my occupation prior to all of these things that I said. And in between then and now, it was a whirlwind of things that I experienced. So much, like on all levels. And I was talking to my therapist about this, and I had some shame about it. I had some shame, like, damn, I don't feel like I'm progressing. Or I didn't feel like I progressed. I feel like I did all of those things. I gained all of those experience. I gained all of that knowledge. And you mean to tell me I'm in the same exact place? And she had to remind me that my circumstances may look the same, but I'm different, because I just said it, right? I gained all of this wisdom. I had all of these experience. I traveled to all of these places. There's no way, and I can say with my 10 toes firmly on the ground, that I am the same person. I even had someone that hadn't seen me for like 3 years. Um, and when I saw them, they were like, "Oh, you're different." Like, you can kind of see it. You can see it on me. You can see it around me. So I had to remind myself, like, I am not the same person. So my circumstances may look the same. My lifestyle may seem the same. I may be appearing the same. Or if I were to look at my life on a surface level, I'll be like, yo, I'm doing the same thing. Um, but I am different, but I am not the same. So I want that to be a word for you. And like I said, I really want to do this justice. So I think I am gonna circle back, but I'm also honoring it being on my heart, and just talking about it now, because someone might mean, I think it's because someone needs this message right now. So if your circumstances look the same, but you've been through some shit and you climbed out of some dark places and you created some shit, you know, you brought some shit that was in your head and on your heart to physical fruition. Like, that's nothing to sleep on. That's something to actually celebrate. That's something to remind yourself of how powerful you are. And that counts for something, right? It may not count for anything in the social scheme of what success is supposed to be and what it's supposed to look like. And that's one of the things that we have to get rid of. You kind of have to, that has to be a part of your deprogramming and reprogramming process when it comes to how you view success and whose success are you trying to achieve. Is it your personal success, or are you subscribing to another person's idea of success? And this kind of what would, this, like, tuning into this will bring a sense of peace, or is the road to peace. It's the road to fulfillment. It's the road to um I want to say comfortability. What's the word? It'll come. But it's the road to, like, being again, like, at a place of peace with your life and with who you are, with what you're creating, with the the type of experiences that you're having. That's worth something, because it's your reality, it's your truth. And the sooner we make peace with our reality, our truth, our circumstances, who we are, how we're showing up, is the sooner we'll feel better about ourselves. And once we feel better about ourselves, that's when we get to step into those other versions of ourselves that we know we deserve to be. But you can't get there from there. You know, you can't be hating everything in your life and hating who you are, and, you know, hating how your life looks and feeling stuck. That's the energy that you're going to be stuck in. So I wanted to relate this to money, because the same as how I said my life on the other side of all of these beautiful, life-changing, transformational experiences, you know, my life looked pretty much the same. I was in the same home. I'm surrounded by the same people, you know, in the same neighborhood, working the same type of job, driving the same car. Along with that was the money, making the same or similar amount of money. So I had a realization, and I said to myself, I'm doing a lot. I'm gifting myself great experiences at this point in my life. I still get to travel very often. You know, in travel, I also redefined for myself, because I used to think that travel meant putting my butt in a seat on an airplane, and I had to be flying somewhere. I had to be going out of the country. I had to be overseas somewhere, and that meant I was traveling. Traveling could be anything. So I've integrated this definition of local travel into my playbook of what traveling means for me in my life. And that is just as impactful and important and special to me. I love that. So I've been getting in my car, driving to another state, and just having a weekend to myself, renting a cabin, and just being by myself, just in a different place. Um, I've been visiting my friends who live in other states, and, just like taking the opportunity to spend a few days with them and just hang out. Like, that's traveling. All right. I had to travel to do so. And I've also been booking my own flights and going somewhere for a few days overseas. And that's, traveling and also fulfilling for me as well. So I've been tapping into um, just rewriting my own narrative and making it work for me. Again, all still while maintaining my job, making sure that I'm, showing up for my loved ones, here for my mom, certain things of this nature. But creating a nice balance. So it just came to me the other day and I was like, but my money didn't really change all that much. Like I'm making a similar amount of money to, and it's probably because like I'm doing a similar thing, like I'm in the same field, but and that's a conversation within itself. We got to revisit that too. Well, that's really a conversation for me and my therapist, but um just like visiting that thought and saying, okay, well, what's different? What is different? Well, one, we talked about it. I'm different. But two, my intentions are different. So what I'm doing with my money is different, you know? And there was a point too where, like, this is why, I consider myself to be a um a holistic wellness advocate, because I'm not just vegan, I'm not just spiritual, I'm not just, into fitness. Like I'm all of these things, because all of these things, all of these tools, all of these modalities tie into my spiritual and physical development, right? And personal development. So all of these things help to elevate my mind, help to clarify my heart, help to um uh nourish my spirit, and it feels good. It helps me be a better, healthier being. And so with that said, I had to really ask myself, like, what am I doing so differently now with a similar amount of money that I wasn't really doing before? And the answer is not in the doing. It's not that I'm doing anything differently. Like I said, live in the same house with the same people, drive the same car, go to the same supermarkets, meal prep my same type of meals, got the same cost, got the same gym membership. Like everything's pretty much the same here. But because I'm different, because my value has grown, because I've expanded with spirit, my intentions are helping me make decisions that allow me a different quality of life that I didn't even know was available at another point in my life. Okay? So I know I feel like I feel like I'm leaving us hanging, but girl, I'm a mess. I'm not a mess. No, I'm not a mess, but listen, the energy is energying, and I really just wanted to show up. I really just wanted to show up and do this. So I'm going to commit to I'm not going to commit to shit, okay? Y'all know when y'all will see me. Um but I'm gonna put a pin in this for now. I'm gonna put a pin in this for now, because I know a it's such a grand topic to discuss, and I think we really do need to take our focus off of the doing, and especially when it comes to money that we're making and the amount of money, and put way more attention into what are our intentions. And I will give you also, the next time we discuss this, the prime example, involving my mom, um, and other loved ones in my life, that made me see, that brought this vision to clarity for me. That I was like, oh, I get it. Oh, because why wasn't we able to do this before? Because I'm different and my intentions are different. My intentions are clearer. So y'all, I'm gonna go. I gotta get ready. I gotta get out of here. Um, Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know yeah, let me know your thoughts, y'all. Hit me in the comments, DM me. If you are not already, you can follow me at the Veganese. That's the underscore Veganese, Veganease on Instagram. Also like, share, and comment. Um, put your friends on to these conversations, okay? If you feel like gems are being dropped and you find value here, I would love for you to share that with your loved ones or anyone you think it would resonate with. All right, I love you. Keep loving on yourself. Have fun. Be at peace. Okay, so if I'm feeling all of this energy, I do want to speak to it, and I do want to give you some just grounding affirmations. I want to help you ground um, because there's just a lot happening, and there could be a lot of uncertainty, and there could be a lot of fear, and there could be a lot of worry, and all of those are like in the same frequency. So first of all, do not take it personally. Know that it's not just you. Know that this is something happening collectively, it's happening cosmically, and it's affecting many people, if not all of us. That may look differently though, so I would say keep breathing, focus on your breath. Literally just breathe. You don't necessarily, if like breath work and if pranayama is not in your daily practice, and you're not trying to go all of it, that's fine. But like literally take moments out your day when you're feeling anxious, when your heart is beating out of your chest, when you're feeling worried, when you're having those fearful thoughts, those negative thoughts. Just stop and breathe and affirm to yourself, I am okay, I am here, I am safe, I am grounded, I'm divinely guided and protected. Y'all know that's my favorite one. And whatever else comes to you, whatever else comes to you that comforts you, that makes you feel safe, that makes you feel secure, I would definitely say start there. And another thing is, um, be compassionate, because you don't know, again, how this is affecting everybody else around you. So if you are someone like me who thrives in solitude, baby, stay to yourself, stay prayed up, do something that makes you, that soothes you, that feeds your soul, that pours into your body, that pours into your spirit. Take care of yourself. If you are in the energy of fasting or detoxing, maybe this would be a good time to tap into that. I'm just throwing out suggestions. You don't, if it doesn't stick, it doesn't stick. However, do what you feel called to do that really nourishes you and comforts you in the most positive way possible, in the most healthy way possible as well. But yeah, be compassionate, hold space where you can, and don't hold space where you can't. But I like I said, I just wanted to speak to the energy, like you're not crazy, there's a lot going on. I personally do not believe you need to know all the details. I do feel like we just need to tap in. Sometimes the best thing to do is nothing, so it's very useful for us to tap in, feel what you feel, feel into yourself, create enough space to hear your own thoughts, to feel your own feelings, to tune into your own frequency and receive your own messages, because there are tons of downloads and uploads happening at this time, just like there always are. But the energy is strong right now. So, yeah, just do what you need to do to feel okay, comforted, safe, at peace. And if you can't do that, if nothing is relieving to you, please know that this too shall pass. Okay? This too shall pass. It will pass. And you'll be okay. You'll be okay, because you're always okay. And again, you made it through every deep, dark, traumatic moment that you thought you could never see yourself out of. So, baby, you are okay. I promise you, you are okay. All you have to do is breathe and tap in to you. That's all you have to do. All you have to do. And the answers will reveal itself for what is meant for you. Anything that is truly meant for you cannot miss you. Okay, so just keep breathing, trusting, grounding, aligning, and also don't overthink it. Don't make it more complicated than it is. You're fine. Okay, I love you. I will see you in the next episode. Peace, love, abundance, all divinity. See you next time. Peace.